We worked through this graphing parabolas activity, and I wanted to summarize it just in case you guys might have missed something. First, the activity started out by having you guys graph x squared. It says plot a parabola through the points, and then it gave you a hint. It told you exactly what you needed to do. And when you did that, you saw that you got a curve that looks something like this. And this thing is called a parabola. Then you guys are supposed to pick 1, 2, 3, 4 different parabolas to try to line up with the blue points, the green points, the orange points, and the purple points. I gave you guys a template that looks something like this. There you see the x squared again, just like we saw in the previous window. But now we have two additional numbers. We have an h and we have a k. Now the h moves the parabola left and right, while the k moves the parabola up and down. Now the parabolas that you guys used for here actually didn't have both the h and the k. They had either or. So they either looked like this with the k with no h, which means that the h is 0 in this case, or you have just the h with no k, which means the k is 0. Remember, the k moves the parabola up or down, while the h moves the parabola left or right. For the blue points right here, what you had to do is you had to give the x squared a k. So it would be x squared plus 3. In this case, because we had to move up 1, 2, 3 spaces. So you could have written it like this, or you could have written y equals, it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to skip down to the orange dots right here, because that one also has a vertical movement. And so that one would be x squared minus 3, with or without the y equals for this calculator. Then we have the green dots right here. Remember, we're kind of always starting from this red line right here, because that red line is the x squared. And so if we start right here at this red line, we can see that we're moving over 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And after you played with the calculator, you learned that you would have had to write x minus 4 in order to move to the left. I'm sorry, to the right. Okay, so that would be that equation. And then for our last equation, this purple one right here, it also would require a horizontal movement from our parent function to the left. Well, it's not also to the left, but it's also a horizontal movement. We have to move to the left 4, which means we would write x plus 4. And after you write each of these, you can click on check my work, and then it'll graph your response over here, so you can check to see if you're accurate. Okay, so let me sum up what happened here. The blue one had to move up 3, and so we gave it a k that equals 3. The green one had to move to the right 4, so we gave it an h that equaled 4, right? Because it already had the minus sign in the template. Then for the orange one, we moved down 3, so we gave the function a negative 3 for k. And then for the last one, now this one's kind of written weird. I normally don't write it like this, but technically we put a negative 4 in there. That's why it says plus 4, because it says minus h right here. If we put a negative 4 in there, then it would say plus 4. So for this one, our h equaled negative 4. This one moved up, this one moved right. This one moved down, and this one moved to the left. Take notice that the horizontal movements are your h's, and then your up and down movements, those are your k's. And these guys right here are your k's. Next, we're going to look at the a. But before we do that, let's talk about this one really fast. You were supposed to see which one was right, Eric or Jenny. And over here, they gave us the equation x minus 3 squared. You can see that there's a minus sign here on the inside the parentheses, which means this is a positive 3. So if we start right here, which direction will we move? Will we move to the right 3, or will we move to the left 3? If you go back and look at the notes that we did on the previous slide, you'll see that this one would move the function to the right 3. So that means whoever had the red graph was right. So I think that was Jenny. Yeah, so Jenny is correct on this one. We'll go over A in the next video.